guess I started drinking when I was 18. I can remember working in a bar and I felt that's where I was the most comfortable at. My initiation a few weeks later after I started working there was trying every alcohol that was on the top shelf. That's kind of when I started falling in love with the taste and the feeling of the numbness I would get. After that, I started drinking more at family gatherings, started tailgating a lot, which consisted of me coming home drunk. I'd get home and I'd lay down on the floor and couldn't even remember what I did that day. I can remember 2 years ago when I went out to City Club of Baton Rouge for New Year's, and I can remember sitting at the bar drinking 7 beers, 3 mixed drinks, and several other type of alcoholic beverages, and walking up to the second floor and just standing there leaning up against a wall and somebody asking me, "Hey, everything okay?" And I responded, "Yeah, sure," but I was blacking in and out all night. I somehow stumbled my way to my car, which was 3 blocks away from City Bar, climbed into the passenger seat, and encouraged myself to drive home. Somehow I made it home without getting in a wreck or killing somebody, and the next morning I just woke up and realized I had a problem. A few months later, 2 of my good close friends came and asked me if I would come to a new church that had launched right down the road from my apartment. They told me a little bit about the church. It was kind of still unsettling in me. I didn't know if I wanted to go, but the only words I heard them say was it was held in a bar. So I agreed, and I found myself in church the next morning. After the end of service, the pastor asked if anybody wanted to give their life back to Christ, and I just felt my hand raise immediately. And as my hand rose, chills just shot down my spine, and I started falling tears down my face. I knew I needed a new life, and that my old lifestyle just wasn't cutting it anymore, that I needed to change. Before 100% committing to Anchor Chapel, I decided to go home and listen to every podcast that was produced by Josh, Pastor Josh. I wanted to make sure I was 100% in love with the church, that I believed in every message that they were putting out. I knew that my faith was not as strong as what it used to be. I got more involved in church. I joined the A-team. I dedicated my life 100% to Christ. I started living for Him and not for myself. I quit drinking altogether. I joined the production team and now serve with production almost every weekend. Finding Christ actually helped me realize that the numbness that I was trying to find in alcohol, Christ can take away all that fear, all the problems that I had. My past would not disappear, but the pain and suffering that I was carrying, He lifted off my shoulders. And everything I was trying to find in alcohol, I found in Christ. Becoming part of production made me feel like my life actually had a purpose. Being a part of the A-team helps me with community, something that I didn't have for a long time, and was also part of why I started drinking, was because of my depression. And joining production, although I am not vocally speaking God's word, I am able to help in it. I am putting up lights, I'm putting up cameras, and everything else that needs to happen to be able to have church on every Sunday. I fell in love with the messages, the worship, and the team. And not only that, but I fell in love with God again.